How's it going, everybody? My name is Kazu, the host of this amazing large scale podcast with my friends from Memory Den. How y'all doing?
Good.
Yeah, we're in Whittier at the moment right now, but you guys aren't all from Whittier, correct? I mean, you guys...
They are.
So you guys are all
Three
from
of us.
Whittier?
Us three are, yeah. Miguel's from La Habra.
It's like a city over.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
It's like 10 minutes
the
ago.
drummer and the trumpet player, Taylor and Tim, they're from Orange County, like Anaheim. I think they're both from...
Taylor's in Brand now. He just
Oh.
recently moved closer to me.
Okay.
And then Tim's from Orange County.
Okay. So it's like a little bit all over the place,
Yeah.
but not too far away from each
No.
other, I guess. Yeah.
25-minute radius, probably.
Yeah, I remember watching you guys a little while ago, and one thing that stuck out to me was it was a pretty big band with different guests just kind of coming in and out. But how many of you guys are in total?
For the core of the band, just 6.
So the core is 6. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The core is 6.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
But then like you guys have like maybe 5 other guests come in, because I know you guys have a rapper and also like a different vocalist as a guest from time to time too. So
We like to keep it open, I think. I think it suits us and them just fine. It's really just fluid and it keeps our options open. When we
Okay.
want to do certain things or certain genres that we think we could do.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Just as a start for the listeners to understand you guys a little bit. I know this is a little bit cliche, but who started the band? Was that?
Yeah, I remember Alan.
So Isles started the band.
Isles.
Yeah.
Mr. Al Schaefer.
Yeah. What's an inspiration behind it? Why did you want to do this?
I personally just wanted to record an album, but it kind of manifested itself into a band once everybody wanted their own thing out of it, and it wasn't in my place to say no,
Mm-hmm.
But personally, I would. Now it can't be done anymore, but I always just figured it would be like studio only stuff, and that'd be cool, so everybody was free to do their own thing.
Right. Yeah.
And I was cool with that, but it ended up being we started performing and doing this, and now there's this whole kind of image that we're trying to go to with our album work and our videos and the content we decided to put out. It's pretty cool.
Okay. But originally it was intended to be like a solo project.
No, not at all.
Not at all? Okay.
No, it was supposed to be like a collaboration piece, much like Gorillaz
Okay.
and stuff.
Okay.
Kind of stuff like that, where it's orchestral, but there's only like a group of no more than 5, in command of where it's going.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is this normal? I hear so much
Oh, yeah, there's across the street.
It's just Whittier.
Across the street, there's
Ranches have roosters, we have the dogs.
Yeah, I suddenly heard of dogs. What's going on right now? Man? Yeah, and for the name Memory Den, it comes from Fallout 4, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So are you guys all? I mean, I'm guessing you're a gamer, but do you guys all equally play as much video games as Isles right here too? Or?
Nowhere near for sure.
Nowhere.
I was just recently getting into you guys had an Xbox 360 for sale, and I was like, if I just had those $30, I forgot how much it was, but I just recently played Fallout, but it wasn't the one with Memory Den, so it was like the third one or the second one. But wish I played more for sure.
I grew up playing a lot of Nintendo.
Yeah, I'm a Nintendo guy too.
Yeah, definitely grew up playing a lot. And the music just took over everything.
Yeah, no, especially I don't know, especially from Isles' point of view, because since you like Fallout 4, would you eventually want to score for a video game one day?
Oh yeah, definitely.
That would be
be great.
Ooh, that'd be cool, huh? If the next
yeah.
Fallout is scored by Memory Den or something.
Full circle. Yeah, turn it here.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, no, and I really enjoyed you guys' performance. The thing is, I know it was a little bit while ago, so I'm pretty sure it's a little bit different from how it is now. I don't know how different it is, but in terms of the members that you guys have, you guys said you guys have 6 core members, but in terms of when you play live shows, do you guys just randomly have different guests come in for every show, or is it something set? You know what I mean?
Pretty consistent with the same people. They've been working with for sure.
We're also pretty lenient. Nothing's mandatory for our guests.
Mm-hmm.
We never make It's always if they want to.
Mm-hmm.
They usually are there.
Okay.
It's really cool. And I like the open door policy that we have like that.
Gotcha. And you guys are always open to have like new guests to collaborate
Yeah,
with.
yeah,
too?
definitely.
Yeah.
Always.
Still
Yeah.
meeting, constantly for sure.
Yeah. Anybody like recent that you guys have collaborated with that you could talk to me about? Or
Mash,
Maybe
You want to talk?
Vince or something.
Mash, and Vince and Dylan.
Oh yeah,
That's
Dylan
like
for sure.
most recent. But some people that still perform with us is Layla and Maury, and yeah. So lately it's been Layla, Maury, Mash, Dylan, Echo, and I guess Vince.
Vince, yeah.
Yeah, Vince. He tends to substitute for our drummer Tim.
Okay.
Whenever Tim can't make it.
Shout out Vince. Humble
Yeah,
Vince.
shout out.
Love you, man. You're doing a good job.
yeah. Also the I just have a question for Eilert here. I know a lot of people ask you about the mask.
Uh-huh.
And I think it's a really interesting aesthetic because the first time I saw you play it was like a gas mask.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that one, the first one.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And usually whenever I see a band with masks on, for example, it's everybody, like
Uh-huh.
it's because I have Slipknot in my mind or
Right. Yeah.
but in your case it's like you're the only one that wears it. It's like why in the future would you like to have everybody else wear the mask, or is this kind of like your persona, or I don't know, can everybody else wear a mask too?
Yeah, everybody's open to express themselves. The only reason I think I started doing it was, I don't know, it was just a form of self-expression.
Okay.
And it stuck. I don't know. And now there's a lot of reasons why I wear the mask, but it's really just up to your interpretation.
Is this one like the current Memory Den mask you're wearing? Or?
Yeah, I always like to change it.
Mm-hmm.
I hope to capitalize it on the designs because they're like self-made.
Oh, really? So you made that on your own?
Mm-hmm.
Damn,
Yeah,
that's really, really cool.
thank you.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really rugged and cheap, but I mean,
Mhm.
once I get like some money,
I like
we'll
it.
see what happens.
Yeah, I like it too. It reminds me of something, but I can't think of what it
I
is.
always look at it and I'm like, what is it?
It's funny.
Maybe like an
movie.
old like Predator movie or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel- not the red or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. That's
It
true.
always reminds me of something.
Yeah, since you guys have such a big amount of like members, how often do you guys get together to practice? Is it hard to get together from time to time also?
It is hard to get together to practice since we have so many people coming
Entirely.
in and out.
Yeah.
Usually, honestly, it's us four practicing, and we use this little drum machine,
Okay.
OP1. Shout out Teenage Engineering.
Yeah. When we have no drummer, for sure.
Yeah, this
Which
is
is
like our
most of
drum
the time.
machine, and like I produce music with it too.
Okay.
So mainly it'll be us four, like doing practice, and then Mickey will write out for the trumpet player Taylor, and we'll send tracks to the drummer. But
Okay.
we do plan on practicing a full band because we have a lot more newer songs. So we have a couple shows, so we do want to get a full on practice in. But it is hard to get all of us in there because it's
Mhm.
6, and then you have to think about like the guest singers too. So it's like it could range around 6 to 10 people for every
Yeah.
show.
I mean, we've been
Yeah.
trying. We've been getting like every week at least. Just us
Yeah.
four for sure. 'Cause we're so close together. And schedules work out. for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least once a week.
Try to do once a week for sure. At least 3 or 4 of us.
Okay. And if it's just 3 or 4 of you guys just use the drum machine, kind of like
Yeah.
get the creative juice
Yeah,
flowing.
I think
and then-
Oh,
it's
yeah.
awesome.
Really start figuring out like the arrangement of patches, tones,
Yeah.
the actual little nuances that we like to put in our songs.
Okay, yeah, and no, that's really cool. I listened to the album, by the way, that you guys released,
Oh, thanks.
in like this year, like kind of earlier this year, like,
March.
yeah, around there, like March or so, yeah. And no, it's really nice because it is jazzy, it is kind of funky, it's really spacey, and all So no, I like the influences kind of combined all together. But are the newer stuff that you guys are like creating, is it in a similar direction, or are you guys kind of trying to plan something new?
What was the question again?
Oh,
It's the new stuff.
Yeah, like
different. than
like
the
yeah.
albums?
I'm just saying, like when you guys create like newer stuff now, like is it different from like the album material or any
Yeah, we're
jazzy
always
stuff? Yeah.
we're always trying to grow, and it just organically changes since we're always collaborating with different people, and everyone's always throwing in like their own little twist on it. So like on its own it changes, and we all grow individually and like try to get different experiences. We all listen to all different kinds of music, so
Yeah.
it's just kind of like just goes where it goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and by the way, as all of you guys as musicians, did you guys all learn your instruments DIY, or are you guys all classically trained?
I think only Miguel right here.
I mean, I grew up with a friend. He's now back in Russia, but he kind of taught me like little things, you know.
Yeah.
And then I kind of just like learned improv through him, like listening, and then I went to school out of high school
Yeah.
and just kind of started really picking up notes and stuff like that, and
Right.
and then got formally trained through college and school and stuff. So.
Okay.
And then currently our trumpeter Shirley.
Oh yeah, he's
Taylor
at that
Shirley,
same college right now.
He's currently being classically trained, and Tim's actually our drummer and producer is going to
Cal State LA.
Cal State LA,
Just
so,
graduated. Proud of you.
harmony.
Okay.
And, like actual songwriting.
Oh,
He's going for competition.
No, that's really tight. Cause like when I watched you guys, it was almost like you guys are all like a virtuoso playing different instruments and kind of going at it, and especially like you guys got into like different jammy parts. So I kind of assumed that you guys were like just classically trained, especially knowing things like knowing what to do and like just playing different solos and such. So it was really creative. And do a lot of this stuff just kind of happen from like improv, or like when you guys write songs together?
Not so much improv. Sometimes some of the songs do come from just like jamming, but usually one or two of us will just bring in a song and then expand on it.
Mm.
That's mainly how it works.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but me, Chris, and Alan. I mean, I went to school. I went to Fulton College for a bit for drums. I took all the classes there, and then
That's where I met him. We sat next to each other. Music theory. Like the first class coming out of high school was like Kyle was like right there, you know.
I was
We
like
started like by
yeah.
2011. So.
2011.
I was like halfway through the music program, and I kind of just like it's like I learned a lot at least, but yeah, I stopped. That's for me. I took a couple classes, and then I learned guitar from my brother-in-law's. I mean, my sister-in-law's dad. He taught me guitar when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I also grew up playing trumpet, so that's like my musical background.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Who wrote the song "Up in the Air"?
I came in with the main like basic like the chord structure of it, and then but like all the solos were written by the individuals and stuff. But yeah, I came in with just like the main like how it goes from verse to chorus and like the chord progression.
Yeah.
And he made the lyrics, right?
Yeah.
He made the lyrics.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Our friend Maury is a singer for that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Since I know like within like the general consensus, I feel like that song is like, I mean, there are a lot of different bangers on the album itself, but I feel like "Up in the Air" is kind of like that song to just bring out,
Dude,
Yeah, true.
So do you always have your friend to come in as a guest when you guys play live, or?
I want to say like half and half for right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes
He's been coming lately.
Yeah, Mari's
Yeah.
pretty local. He's in Whittier too, so it works out sometimes for the
Yeah.
most part. If he's available, it's really easy to meet up with
Yeah, I
him.
just asked him today if he wanted to perform with me
Oh, yeah.
later, but he's busy. So I always keep in mind people that I know are really good at singing, like Maury and a bunch of other people. So, and especially if they're local and we've worked together already. But it's funny, I just messaged him see if he could play this.
Yeah. No, I feel like you guys have pretty good dynamics. Like even like outside of the practice and outside of the band, you guys just kind of hang out together too.
Mm.
You guys
Yeah,
all-
definitely.
Yeah, every like week or so for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A couple days a week.
Yeah. No hate or anything.
No.
Not
All funny games.
No.
You know,
No band
might throw a little
drama.
racist
not at
joke here
all.
and there.
That's not to say
Let's
we
throw a
don't.
little
we
joke
don't-
here and there.
That's not
I'll
to say
say
we
for-
don't argue a lot about the what we think.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, if we didn't argue about it, then that means none of us really care.
Yeah.
You know.
True.
We'll take a
There-
vote. Like,
there's no malice.
democracy.
There's no hate though.
There's no
There's no
malice.
hate, no.
I think
Actually, our trumpet player. No. Sorry, Taylor. Shout out Taylor. Shout out Taylor Shirley.
Twirly.
We love you.
Yeah, really.
I mean, arguments needs to happen when you're having a musical conversation. It's
Yeah.
a pretty healthy conversation overall.
It's really
yeah.
healthy, yeah.
Yeah,
I think so.
Both parties benefit, you know, whoever's for.
Because at the end of the day, we usually go with the consensus, and we're not afraid to admit that we ourselves are wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then that's what we're, you know, I think that's
Obviously.
important too.
Yeah.
You have to be confident, but you also have to have like that mentality, like, well, we're part of the team.
Yeah.
You know, and our team, the majority of our team should generally know the best direction.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
Yeah.
that's kind of how we operate.
That's true. Yeah. Just
Yeah.
good chemistry is definitely important. Even if somebody's like, nah, fuck that shit. Like,
Yeah.
We're like 3 rules, man. Like, or like something. Scuff.
Yeah, for this for this podcast, I love asking this question, but I personally enjoy going to different live shows and seeing different bands, and I love to ask everybody's opinion about some of their favorite acts they've seen live, and what are some of the most memorable artists you've seen, in you guys' opinion. And this could be like both DIY or even like a venue show too. Like, yeah.
Oh man, my
Start with Miguel.
favorites was like freaking. I mean, I'm gonna go on to like 10. No, not Big 10. Like, I mean, seeing Hearst Coyote and like Thundercat and Flying Lotus was like probably the coolest on that spectrum of music, like that experimental jazz, neo soul, like interesting, freaking. I don't even know they call this stuff like multi-dimensional, like polyrhythmic gangster shit, you know. Like, it's like, so yeah, and like, you know, on a different tangent, like seeing the OCs and, you know, the Growlers and all that awesome LA music scene was like some of the biggest things in my life, like Dead Meadow and fuzzy psychedelic rock and
Okay.
yeah.
Gotcha. Where was Hearst Coyote playing?
Well, I mean, she's touring right now independently, but they're from Australia.
Okay.
So like, it really, if you haven't heard them, man, I recommend like everybody listen to them.
Yeah, I've heard some of this stuff before.
Yeah, there's some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But that's,
Yeah. What about you?
can't think of too much stuff there.
I haven't been to too many shows lately, but I would say like, you know, a lot of like FYF a couple years ago was pretty lit.
Yeah.
And
Oh
when
yeah.
we saw Frank Ocean, I was like
Tame Impala.
really cool seeing him.
That was
live.
amazing, huh? Yeah, I was there
I
too.
saw I went the year Charles Bradley performed before he passed away.
Oh yeah,
That was like that was a
Did you
really
go there?
emotional
Yeah.
performance.
He was the best
I was-
performance.
I was trying to
think.
sneak
That
in
was
that
like-
year.
Shout out Charles Bradley.
Yeah.
Shout out
That was,
Charles
that
Bradley.
was really emotional. Like, it really was like, it was intense. Like, you could feel like the passion like from him.
I
Like,
feel like crying, dude.
yeah.
That particular performance, I felt like he really energized the crowd, and he wasn't even a headliner.
Yeah.
But out of everything that whole week in that particular year, he was the best, most impactful.
Really? Yeah.
Performance, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
That's amazing. Yeah, I still haven't seen Charles Bradley. What about you, Kyle?
Yeah, I wish I saw him.
One of the latest bands I've seen this whole year was King Gizzard for sure.
Yeah.
They always bring the power to.
I was gonna say I wish I saw him.
I seen him like, I saw him this year and I saw him last year. They're always dope to see. I like their like big cluster of like random music they have. Like, they're like mostly like garage rock, like punk stuff, but they have like a lot of jazzy stuff and like doom sled.
Yeah.
Like out
Yeah.
of nowhere. Like it's cool. They have a good mix.
Yeah. I like their acoustic psychedelic pop stuff too.
Yeah, that stuff's
Yeah.
cool too. Like, I literally love everything they do. As far as everything else, I go to the Continental Room a lot, so all the
Yeah.
local bands are pretty cool.
Dream Lovers, just saw them like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then we've been playing at DBA. DBA is a cool spot too to see cool bands, local bands. Riff Mountain, and
No,
we've
yeah.
been throwing I've been throwing shows under Salenbury, along with the homies.
Yeah.
So the bands that we've had have been really cool to see too.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that too. So it's like an annual event, right? Like
I
the
think we're doing it quarterly now.
quarterly? Okay.
Yeah.
That's the one I think that's the one you were telling me about before. It takes place at like a farm or something. or
Yeah,
something.
it's like our friend Ariel's
Yeah,
house.
it's great.
She has like a beef
Really
farm
cool.
in the back, and like she has chickens and
Chicken
like,
coops and
and like
dove coops.
pheasant
Which is
coop.
a bee farm.
She has a beef farm, yeah, and like
Huge
she has like a
garden.
literal farm with like a bunch of veggies and shit
Yeah,
too.
that's really cool.
Okay.
It's a really big space,
Amazing.
and we're fortunate enough for her to let us have throw shows there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big creative space.
And
Yeah.
then we're trying to expand so we get our own. We're having a show at DBA next month too.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a whole different. It's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Salenberg, yeah. Check us
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. How's the turnout whenever you guys like host these shows?
We have like 200, 300 people come every time.
sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I think eventually like we're gonna like
Calling you places.
call it like not your average house show. Like that's what we say because we charge like $7.
Right,
Come in.
yeah.
So yeah, and yeah, October 20th, next one, come through.
20 or 27?
October 20th.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But 200 to 300 people. That's really impressive. Though.
Yeah, especially for us.
Yeah, dude, people show mad love, man. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, we do every time we do the numbers, sometimes they have him at door.
Okay.
So I'm just up there making sure everything's logistically like correct.
Okay.
And it's correct, like we get about 200, 300.
200, 300. Wow.
Yeah.
So I specifically do the sound and the booking for Salenberg,
Okay.
and then a couple other homies do some other stuff.
Okay.
There you go. Chris is
That's a different interview.
I know, right?
No, you're welcome to ask questions. Though.
Oh no. I mean, yeah. That's something that's gonna be upcoming. So I'm pretty sure I'm excited about it. But I know that you guys are like working on playing a lot of shows. But what else are you guys currently working on? Are you guys like working on recording new music soon, or like are you guys like just kind of mostly focusing on playing shows most of the time, or?
Yeah, we have a lot of new music coming out.
Yeah.
We have we're currently working on 3 singles that will be coming out within the next following months. One that will be coming out this month, hopefully within the next week or two, depending on how things go.
Dun, dun, dun.
We're good. Just leave it. It's cool.
That's all good.
But yeah, we have 3 singles coming out, and on top of that, we have another album already in the works. Like we have about like 9-10 songs for the album already.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
And we might have even more songs that we might write within the next couple of weeks or months. And we're constantly writing, like since like the 4 of us, like we hang out a lot. We're just we jam a lot too, and sometimes we'll write stuff, or on our own individually we're always working on our own music, and we'll come together and like Alan will email me something, or Kyle will like send us like, yo, look at this cool track I made, or Jaime,
Shout out Jaime.
Shout out Jaime, shout out
Man,
Jaime.
everybody's like misspelling his words on this. Like,
Yo, how many
I
have you
blame
had,
the
dude?
beer.
There's like none left.
Whoa. But
Yeah.
there's always new music working, and we're just trying to figure out like how we want to release it, and we want to like be different about it, not just like here's an album and like that's it, or like
yeah.
I think we're working on doing like visual releases as well, like music videos, and like working on like the aesthetic and like representation of like how
There
the
is a
whole
music
image
video
looks.
coming out.
We do have a music video coming out for one of the songs on the first album.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
director Adrian Hernandez hit us up, and I really admired his work ethic. First
So
meeting him,
much
and,
fabulous work that he did.
Okay.
yeah, he's really efficient in the way he explains things and how he does things physically with the production. And
Yeah.
just being a one-man thing. He treated us right that day. And,
Very professional.
extremely professional. And we can't wait to see what he has cooking, because it's still a surprise for us.
Yeah.
He explained it, right? He explained
The whole
it.
concept was like mind blowing, like
We hope that you guys
I'm not gonna
enjoy
say
it.
anything just to save like
Okay.
the excitement and
I'm
the
really excited.
unraveling, but
Yeah, I think I saw some like images that
you did, yeah.
Yeah, we put on our stories.
Teaser, probably.
Yeah, on teaser or something like
We
that.
had some like
yeah.
astronaut
Yeah.
suits on.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, did you guys go to like NASA and like shoot a music
Maybe.
video?
Yeah,
Maybe we did.
Let's just say space is involved.
By the way, I hope flat earthers don't listen to our music. I really hope so.
I just don't understand how that's a thing.
Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Remember, you
Yeah.
know, it's just our Instagram is secretly just an anti-flat earthers account.
That's our whole goal. Flat earthers.
I respect you, but not your theories.
Yeah.
So yeah, we do have a lot of music right now. I'd say our live set right now, post album, is like 80-90% new shit that we play.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
They recycle a couple songs from the album for sure.
Like we'll play like 1 or 2 here and there, but usually we'll only play like one from the album.
Yeah,
All
I
that
was-
stuff.
Yeah, ever since joining it was like we did play a couple, and then we just we started just cooking up a bunch of new stuff.
And we're always even today we were just showing each other new stuff that we might possibly bring to the table.
Yeah.
Album or live, doesn't matter. I mean, You know, it's just really fun. You know.
Yeah.
Together.
No, I think the fun part is the fact that it's not just one person really kind of focusing on everything, but it's like everybody's contributing, you know, so like that makes the process even faster but more fun, I guess, you know.
I think so.
Yeah, it's super fun that way
Yeah.
for sure. We all vote on like chords and democracy. Like,
If you want to be a
I don't
solo
like that
project,
melody
you know,
or
be a
something,
solo
you know, it's like,
project.
you know, or-
If you want to be in a band, be in a band.
No, yeah, that's true. I mean, even with some of the bands that I know, it's like there's always just that one person that's just kind of putting everything together from like booking and
Oh,
all
for
that kind of
sure.
shit, like, you know,
Mhm.
and everybody else is just kind of there, even though they're band members, like there to like rehearse and play shows, and that's about it, you know. But from looking at you guys, it's like it's really cool because each one of you guys have like not necessarily I mean, I guess it is called responsibility, but
definitely.
you guys play your part. You guys play your part.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Yeah.
And
For
show up
sure.
prepared,
I
please.
think, you know, we've all been in a bunch of bands before. We've been in that situation where, you know, one person's doing everything and, you know, it always seems to just work out bad and there's always tension and stuff. And so,
Yeah.
you know,
Very
for us,
true.
you know, we just all figured that out and together we realized like we're not going to do that.
Okay, so you guys been in like different bands in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did it sound a lot different from memory then?
Oh
Yeah.
The groups I've been in, definitely.
Every
so,
song, everything
Yeah.
about
What kind of groups have you been in? Like,
The groups I've had were mainly like alternative rock, like harder rock sounding, like with distortion guitars and like
some muff, and,
Like
some
solos and
OC ones.
some muff pedals and some orange DS ones and.
yeah, not too crazy. Kind of like Strokes
I think I
alternative
meant
rock.
the DS one, not the OC one.
Yeah, mainly just like, you know, alternative rock, like kind of music, like garage rock, punk rock kind of stuff.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious. What other projects have you been in the past too? I mean,
Me personally, let's see. Growing up, I was
Oh, the fireworks.
Jesus Christ,
That
God.
was a mourner.
That's Whittier.
That was a mourner.
Shout out Whittier.
Whoa.
Shout out Whittier.
Well, ironically enough, we were in a band a long time ago
Yeah.
after high school.
Okay,
Yeah, back in
And
2012.
It was the same type of music, and then I moved on with like this funk alternative band, and then
Weird
after
one.
that, I was in a cover band just for the money, just to
Okay.
like earn some extra side cash.
Yeah.
And then I got over that quick because it was like how you say there was just like one person running things, and it's just I don't know. It was just
Some tension.
there's a lot of tension, and I didn't need that
Mm-hmm.
to do so. So I left, and then there was a kind of a hiatus, and then this happened.
This happened.
Yeah.
Well, of course, like, and you too, right? And you've done different projects in the past.
Yeah,
too.
and I'm also in different projects right now.
Right now, what else are you in right now?
Right now, me and Miguel have a different. Well, it's our friend Dom and Vince.
Oh, yeah.
They started it, and then along with one of my best friend P-Dub, we're all in a band called Humble Bones.
Okay.
We have a show on Friday. Come check us out.
Cross
Literally.
promotions.
Shows Friday evening.
Yeah, actually, I was curious about this, but about your first album, I recognized the image from somewhere. Where is that from? What's the picture from? It looks really familiar. Like,
Same.
it reminds me of Hearst Castle for some
It
reason.
isn't.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, so it is Hearst Castle.
Our good friend Paul Luna, who also works with like people like Kuko and stuff.
Oh, he
He's
works
on,
at
he's
Kuko.
on tour
Yeah.
doing videos.
So he took the photo, and I had bought the photo off him a long time ago when we first met. When I
Yeah.
started hanging around the OC area.
Yeah.
We had become good friends through Chris Steele and all that. And so I bought the photo off him and asked him permission. Hey man, can I use this for our album cover? I felt like it was
Yeah,
the perfect
that's funny.
image.
Yeah.
Ironically enough, I used it upside down, but it was just the perfect frame that I wanted for our first album.
Yeah.
And it's very symbolic, I think, of what I wanted the band or the album to sound like
Yeah.
going into it. And it kind of just manifested that way on itself, and I was really happy with
Right.
the end result.
Yeah. It's
I didn't even know that.
We actually have the physical photo.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a very reflective photo. I say, like, I don't know how to put it, but because I actually toured Hearst Castle once when I was very very little,
Yeah.
and just kind of going around, I just knew it was like a big ass place, but like, you know, just being a kid, you aren't that interested in going on tour for like those things, you know. But one thing that I remember the most was the pool for some reason, like that was, and when that image came when that image came by, I sort of sensed some sort of deja vu. So like it was really interesting just looking at it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Nostalgia.
You're not the only person that Feels that way. I've never been there physically, but
neither.
we've gotten photos of people like of text messages. Hey, that looks familiar.
Yeah.
Or hey, I've been there before. Look, and then they'll show us the photo of them posing in front of the
Yeah.
pool,
Yeah.
and we were just like,
No
oh,
way.
little did we know there was all these people that had a sentimental attachment to this place.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think that's why I think album art is very important.
Mm-hmm.
To where you don't need words to be on your album cover when something can attract
Yeah.
visually. That's the whole point, it's its own art piece.
No, I totally agree with you on that. Do you guys all like Lil Pump?
Yeah, he's cool for sure. You know, I like some of his music.
Yeah.
I don't disagree.
Ooh.
I don't know about like a lot of things that he does.
I gotta admit, the song you showed me recently that he released with Kanye, I'm not into that stuff, but it was stuck in my head.
Yeah, it was stuck in my head.
There's some sort
about
of
it.
science to it, dude.
Yeah.
There's a fucking
I
formula
think
to
I think
making music like that.
Oh, is it the one that's like the box?
Oh,
The
yeah.
Roblox like character kind
Even
of
the
thing?
even the imagery.
No one
is-
needs to say lyrics.
Yeah,
No
well,
one needs-
yeah. I may not like it, but it's
didn't hear that song
impressionable.
I don't think so.
Oh,
It
don't
imprints
worry.
itself on you.
You don't need it.
You don't need it, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Do you guys my God, what was the question I was about to ask? Oh yeah, did you see that photo of Anthony Fantano posted it, but it's like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like it's basically Anthony and Couch Chesta like doing into that box too.
No, I haven't seen it.
I saw that.
There's a
That was
meme where
funny.
Doug,
Oh.
the 90s cartoon. Did you
Oh,
see that?
yeah, Doug. Oh, what's the blue guy's name?
Oh, I forgot his name.
Have you ever watched what's that movie?
It's a Doug.
What's
It's
Doug
an
called?
animated.
It's just called Doug?
Yeah, it's just
Oh,
Doug.
I forgot it was
It was
the
on
show.
Nickelodeon.
Have you watched Doug before?
Yeah.
It's just them in like some outfit, and they're like this.
And the caption's hilarious.
and like his best friend is blue, and it's just supposed to be Kanye West.
Kanye West and Lil Pump, yeah.
Wow, that's like
It's so funny.
is that like racist? Is that kind of borderline racist?
Well, the
At this time,
cartoon
you'll
itself
just
is
enter that
dated.
image right
Yeah,
here.
it's pretty dated.
Kanye's
No, I'm planning on adding in this for this.
The meme was just funny.
Yeah, that was really super fun.
Yeah, no, I dig that. I dig that. Yeah. I know that you guys have different collaborators, but if you could think of, if Memory Den could collaborate with any artist, who would it be with?
Oh man, you choose first, Miggy.
No, I was gonna look at you like, oh shit, like what do you have you been thinking?
Yeah.
Fuck, if we could collaborate with any artist.
Lil Pump.
Wow.
Definitely.
I would say
That'd
my pick would probably be like Tyler the Creator.
Oh, that'd be tight.
be sick.
Yeah.
I would like that.
I
Dead
love
or
it.
alive?
Yeah, it could be dead or alive. I mean, why not? We could go that far.
I'd probably want to work with Alan Parsons as an engineer.
Ooh, yeah.
Because I feel like if he could do something like Dark Side,
Yeah, that's true. You know, what's funny is that people knows about the Alan Parsons project because the Dr. Evil thing, where it's like the laser is called the Alan Parsons project, and also, I mean, they're a dope band, but also,
Yeah.
but people don't realize the fact that he produced the Dark Side of the Moon too. Like,
Yeah, he engineered it and all, and I'm really into that kind of like aspect of recording.
yeah.
I may not be the best of it, but it's really fascinating to me, like the whole idea of like playing an album on stage is a completely different world than being in the studio
Right.
and having that red light on,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a cool fucking world that I like to be in because the possibilities are like endless.
Yeah, so definitely endless.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Kyle?
That's a hard question, man.
Yeah, I'm like,
Just
I
at
can't.
just at the top of my head, Napalm would be pretty cool to
Dude,
collaborate.
shoot, yeah. Maybe like even those dudes from like Mild High, like obviously
Yeah,
that stuff's like
main
really,
guy.
really cool. Like
You write some
I love so much Mild High shit.
Bad Bad Not Good.
Danger Mouse
Yeah,
comes to mind.
bad, not good would be
Because
like
he
Yeah.
produced Demon Days, another favorite.
Yeah, Demon Days.
Good
Great
for
album.
thanks for mentioning that.
Yeah.
Bad.
What do you guys think about the what is it called, like this? I definitely see it, especially in the music now, but there's this like really big resurgence of like bedroom pop music, kind of like being like really big right now, especially looking at bands like Mile High Club and like Home Shake, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll consider Kuko in the same category too, but like
He was making stuff in his house for him.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
still does too.
yeah.
I mean, isn't it always how it goes?
I think so, yeah, but I think it's just the style of it. It's almost sort of like this really jazzy but dreamy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's very
yeah.
dreamy. I love hearing that word when it's like
Yeah, like I'll put Bane's World in a similar category as well too. But like Like, do you guys all like listen to that type of music also? 'Cause
Yeah,
I don't.
sure do.
Yeah.
I do love that music.
Well, I'm actually working with Kuko's guitarist on his solo project right now.
Okay.
So I never thought myself of being immersed in that,
Yeah.
on that side of the spectrum. But after kicking it with that kind of crowd, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and you know who's really pulled in is like a lot of kids, like youth that loves like hip hop and stuff like that. They're actually really immersed into that genre of music right now, and I don't know, like, why do you guys think it's so attractive to like the young people at the moment? Do you guys have any?
I mean,
idea?
first and foremost, I feel like they take a lot in making that in the bedroom. I mean, it takes a lot. And
Yeah.
I feel like it's very expressive on a different side of like the production side of like working in a huge studio and doing that. But as for like the younger generation, I don't know. I've been noticing that a lot too.
Yeah.
I think in a world of lies, I think
Yeah.
people just appreciate the honesty in their art. I think that's as simple.
Super
as
emotional too.
Like
Have you noticed that?
Kuko
Like,
singing
I
in
feel like
Spanish and stuff.
I feel like a lot of people can relate to it,
Mhm.
you know, and it's like
the
it's like
feelings
people
behind
want to
it.
be them too because their look too, you know, like it's cool, and I fuck with it. I really do like that stuff.
Yeah, I think it's also considered to be called post DeMarco because I feel like
I
Matt,
haven't even heard that.
I think it's somehow kind of going around. Like I saw some people posting about it, but yeah, I feel like Mack DeMarco was like a really big influence on that like spectrum of like that sound especially, you know.
Pioneered some
Yeah.
wavy chorus in there for sure.
Yeah.
I was listening to some music today, and I was like thinking like this is like post home shake music. There's like a big like list.
So by
of,
post,
like,
you meaning when you first heard that? But
like
do it.
he heard they heard home shake, and they're like, fuck,
Oh
this
hell
is
yeah!
dope. This is dope. I'm gonna make some music.
Yeah,
You know?
it just creates this like wave, you know. It's
Yeah,
almost like
yeah.
if Mack's on top right here, there's like a huge triangle that just like leads to different bands. So like it's kind of like that, you know.
Good symbolism.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, musical influences. You know, like
Makes sense.
somebody listens to the Beatles, they're gonna make something else, and somebody's like, nah, I fucking hate that, and they're gonna make something else, and it just
For
goes in
sure.
a different
Yeah.
direction.
As
yeah.
Bob Ross puts it pays dividends.
Shout out to Spencer who looks like Bob Ross.
Yeah. Are you guys fan of Mack DeMarco?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely.
Sure.
I don't listen to him often, but I mean, hey, he's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never was really a big like fan of him, but I saw him about a year or 2 years ago out in where were we at Joshua Tree
Yeah.
with
We got
Kyle
someone out there.
and some other friends were out there, and it was his album release for the most recent album that he came out with.
Oh, the Peppy
And,
Heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
that
was a
one.
really dope show.
It was a really good show, and like I've really been a fan since.
Yeah.
It's really
He
cool.
definitely got more impressive.
Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah. No, I feel like he's definitely on like a next level. But
We actually covered a Mack DeMarco song before, Chamber of
Chamber,
Reflections.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
When he ripped
Like
off.
twice, I think, right? Like once.
Might have been once.
Yeah, it was once.
I can see you guys covering that. It's like that synth line and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trevor played the synth line.
Oh yeah, the
that's what we did.
trumpet player was playing the synth line.
That's creative.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys cover songs like pretty often for like your live sets or
We
We
usually have like
Try to.
one cover song in our set.
Yeah, we got
Usually it'll be something that one of us would be like, I want to do this song, or sometimes people will request like, oh, can you do this song at like a show, and like if we all dig the song, we're like, why not?
Recently, it's been Delegations Oh Honey, like the
Yeah,
past
the
10 shows.
I know,
We get requested
Fuck
that
out
a
of
lot.
Delegation.
I mean, I never get tired of playing it, but
And then the Doors Blue Sunday was like
recent.
So that was a recent
another
cover.
recent one. But
We've done David Bowie.
yeah, we've done David Bowie.
Oh, Let's Dance.
Let's Dance.
First time I played with them was Let's Dance at
Yeah.
the show where Salenberry's been hosting.
Yeah, I think it was like our
when
that
he was
our
a
first-
feature.
I was featured then, you know,
Yeah.
but I had known them since then. You know.
Yeah. But you're officially a core member though.
For sure,
Yeah.
yeah. I am a core member.
Core member it
I
is.
got a memory den shirt.
Yeah, we pretty much just
I
had
got a
the
sticker.
tattoos.
got it all.
Yeah.
Got it all.
That's pretty much.
Remember you
Yeah.
did a tattoo coming soon?
Definitely,
Yeah, for sure. I think I already have one.
That logo,
So-
right? You guys do the little triangle stuff. Like, who designed that one?
Eddie actually.
Eddie Ramos.
Eddie Ramos.
Shout out to Eddie.
Eddie Ramos.
Sonoda.
You are not
Shout
forgotten.
out to the
He plays with Sonoda.
Yeah, he plays with Sonoda.
Yeah.
Amazing drummer and a really good friend.
That's cool. And you guys been using that logo ever since, or like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that he was gracious enough to actually donate it to us was really cool because it's a it's a parody of the Wayland Yutani thing. So it's just really cool.
From Alien, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big sci-fi nerd, so when he took the initiative to make that amazing logo, and
Yeah.
it looks cool.
Yeah, no, it is definitely a cool
Yeah,
design.
Our friends Damien and Jaime, shout out Damien and Jaime, also Soundberry. They have also been working on designs for us too.
Okay.
We have like a couple other.
A couple of future new designs coming out.
Yeah,
They-
we have one right now.
They're making our next album cover, our single covers, our shirt design.
Oh wow, okay.
They're really creative in that sense, and they really take their time and really drive their effort forward for us.
Yeah.
And we couldn't have been more appreciative. So, it's just really fun working with them, and I've known them since high school, actually middle school, and it's just been a really cool journey to actually do things that we've been wanting to since we were kids, talking about it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we should do this and skits and movies and all this stuff, and they're actually doing it, and I'm doing it in my own way, and it's just really cool to be interweaved in that sense of just arts and craft and media.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess only thing to look forward to for Memory Den is just a lot of exciting shit, like I say, and new album and like the new art design and all that. Like you guys are all in works, so also music video too. Like,
New album, video, music.
Yeah, gotta keep that in mind. Well, I feel like I asked everything that I wanted to ask, but we're gonna get into this little segment called This, That, where I'll be taking your credit card number and I'll be making purchases on Amazon.
As long as they're like really cool, you know. As long as it's like good things, you know.
Yeah.
Can I borrow? Wait,
Like
what?
Like a nice gaming chair or something, you know, things to benefit your life.
$10 an hour. No. Well, I'll just be. It's just a little segment. I'm just gonna be throwing you guys some like just random question.
I like
and
that.
just answer it.
It's like
That's all
Jeopardy.
it is. You know? Yeah,
Alright.
it's kind of like that. It's not like. It's not like trivia, you know, where I'll be like, "What's the capital of Vietnam?" Or like, you know.
I need a beer for this. Hold on.
Good thing there's only like 3 left. Well,
That's
actually,
Yeah.
last one.
But here, I'll go ahead and ask right now. Let's start with something simple.
Okay.
Cats or dogs?
Dude, dogs.
Dogs.
Fuck cats.
I like cats.
I love
dogs.
I love cats, but yeah.
Look, I love cats, and I got a cat.
We all have
I got a
dogs.
new
Yeah,
cat
dogs,
recently. That's like I sleep in the living room.
Shirley
right now.
would
It's like,
choose
it's been
cat.
killing me.
Our trumpet player would definitely choose cats if he
I'm
was
gonna
here.
say half and half because he loves.
And
he
I
loves
love-
more than
He
we love
loves
anything.
he loves cool, chill.
And
like,
Tim,
cats.
our drummer, would probably choose some fucking answer that's down the middle when you can't really tell.
My cat just scratched me in my sleeve and then clawed me in my face, and
I'm gonna say half and half.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say half and half. I do
Even
like
though we're
cats
all
that are
dog
really
people
cool.
and we got like one cat people, but it's like really big.
We cool with cats.
Cat, he's really cool.
Yeah, a lot of consensus I hear is a lot of people picks dogs, but then like they also say fuck cats because they're not loyal. That's usually the reason that I hear from it.
I
Some
heard
cats,
that recently too.
probably like 80-90% of cats are not loyal. So like,
Hey, you gotta respect their independence, man.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes that's why people love it.
the only reason we're saying half and half is because our friend is literally obsessed with cats. Taylor Shirley, trumpet player.
I send
His
him
entire
cat memes all the
Instagram is
time.
actually dedicated to cats.
Yeah.
His band, his jazz band is named
Black
Jazz
Cat Love
Cat.
Potion.
No,
Black Cat.
Black Cat Love Potion.
Black Cat Love Potion. They're really cool jazz.
I said it when you were saying.
Shout out Black Cat Love Potion.
Shout out.
8.
Hella shouts out.
Well,
Yeah.
it's crazy how immersed you are with just so many musicians and people, and they're just they're part of our journey, and it's amazing.
No, definitely.
It takes a village.
Yeah. Next question is where if you could just like go, if you could teleport yourself to like anywhere in the world, where would you want to go?
Damn, the Tesseract.
Probably Japan or Hawaii.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You guys should play in Japan.
Probably Japan, yeah.
Japan would be nice.
I would want to go to
Japan.
Japan.
Ooh.
Can I just kick it on the moon for like an afternoon?
That's fine.
They got houses there.
Mario Galaxy.
Hey man, I bought an acre. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Japan or the moon.
Japan or the moon. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. What about you guys? Where do you want to go?
I'd want to go to maybe some like undiscovered island that's never been like where no humans ever been
It's
before.
like what Bermuda Triangle.
Crazy. Thinking about.
Maybe like Tupac's there or something. Like
The center of the earth. No, I'm just kidding.
What if you find Tupac's there?
we'll collab on the next
Of course, man. I had the
You trying to collab?
You got the OP1 on deck.
Beats for cheap.
You're here, I'm here.
What about you, Miguel?
I don't know. That's a good one. I don't know, like New Zealand or somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I agree.
Australia. I
I mean,
want
like
to go to Australia.
some of my favorite movies are like filmed with these insane sceneries. You know.
I want to visit Elon Musk's bunker.
New Zealand.
Elon.
Let's go to
Well,
space.
yeah.
SpaceX. It's not too far.
Shout out Elon Musk.
Yeah,
Shout out Elon Musk.
Shout out Elon Musk.
To
Yeah.
the blunt.
We don't care. We don't
Shout
care.
out
You
Elon
blaze
Musk
it.
on the backwoods. You feel me?
We don't care. You blaze it.
Yeah. The next one, it's like an either or. Thundercat or Kamasi Washington.
Ooh, Thundercat.
I'm gonna say
Yo,
I'm a bass player.
Yeah.
And
I-
both
I'll say
songs.
Thundercat.
I do. It's because I listen to Thundercat.
You know what,
more,
I'm-
probably.
yeah.
I appreciate the
Alright,
fucking sax though. So
I
much.
do love Kamasi. I played a couple of his tunes at school.
Really?
And
Okay.
he's pretty crazy. The next level, you know, like he's got so much breath control on his saxophone. He plays tenor, and it's, you know, he has a crazy voice, and so does Thundercat, you know. But I play more of Thundercat's music. Like I'll be playing Thundercat's music later today.
Yeah.
2 songs, Them Changes, and a song that he collabed with Kendrick on. So I cover a lot of that, and I listen to a lot more of him than Kamasi, but I love Kamasi too.
Yeah, I just picked those either or just because like they're both virtuosos, you know, like,
Right,
like
right.
of their own dedicated instrument.
Yeah,
even though like Kamasi's a band leader, of course Thundercat is too, you know. So.
Ariana Grande just covered Them Changes by.
Oh really?
What
by
really?
Thundercat.
Yeah,
she
another
covered-
reason.
She was in a studio. They had 2 piano
God.
players and everything.
Shout out Ariana Grande.
Shout out Ariana Grande, dude.
Shout out Mac Miller. R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Rest in
Mac Miller,
peace, Mac
yes,
Miller.
R.I.P.
Oh
Mac Miller.
man.
That was crazy.
Yeah, did you guys see the NPR Tiny Desk
Yeah.
concert of
That's
Mac
pretty
Miller?
cool.
That was great.
Thundercat's
I
in it.
follow that guitar player that plays with him.
He's young?
Justin West.
Is he
Dude,
young?
That dude's like 19 right now.
That guy
Like
looks
18.
super young.
Wow.
Like that guitar
He's
player is
like a young
insane.
man.
Justin West, man.
Talent knows no age, man.
Yeah, that's true. How do you guys feel about 311?
311?
Legalize it.
No, man.
Shout out Eric Andre.
It's a band?
Yeah, the
That's
band.
a
Yeah. How
very
do
Andre
you guys feel about 311?
You know, I've only
Ember's
heard
a
one
cool
song.
song.
Ember's a cool song.
Ember's a cool song.
Yeah.
I've never heard anything.
We all grew up on that, and even if we liked it or not, I feel like it's nostalgic in some way.
That's true. Yeah.
What's the other song?
They also got that down.
Beautiful Disaster.
Beautiful Disaster. Yeah.
What about that one hit wonder from like the 90s, Butterfly?
Butterfly from My Lady. That one.
Yeah.
I think that's.
Oh,
from-
that's them?
No, that's.
No, that's another
Oh,
band. But
that's-
I always mistaked it as them. That's why I brought it up.
That's by that dude from Celebrity Rehab. I forgot.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that ended well. Shout out 311.
shout out to 311.
Investigate 311.
But why do you bring them up? I'm just curious.
I've always thought of them as like a really unique just band in general, and like even though like they've been like kind of those like people consider them like a one-hit wonder, they're still like such a huge band because they have their own cruise ship, they have their own IPA, they have their own
Really?
bake,
Oh,
like-
whoa.
Yeah, they,
All right,
yeah, like
I'll-
they're.
What is that telling you about investing? No, I'm just kidding.
What band does Tim play with?
What?
What band is
He's a
Tim?
cover
Plays,
band.
like in several.
What's that one?
Oh, he plays with
With Tommy?
with one of the members from the band Lit.
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah, our drummer
Oh,
plays in
the
band
Brender?
sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
what
Shout
are-
out Tim.
Yeah. Lit is that band that my own worst enemy.
Yeah, my own percent.
Wait, are you sure he doesn't know the drummer of Lit?
I think he fills in with them.
Oh, yeah.
Could be wrong. Sorry, Tim.
No, I don't know. I don't know either. Cause I was just trying to.
Yeah, that's a good song. Yeah. Yeah, a little throwback.
The drummer is his mentor though, right? Or
One-
something like
yeah,
that.
something like
It's
that.
It's one of the
Yeah.
people that he's worked with and practiced
Weird.
with.
All right.
Yeah.
311. Shout out.
Yeah, shout out 311.
Shout out Lit. No, just kidding.
Shout out Lit, yeah.
It's lit.
It's
It's
lit.
lit.
It's 24/7.
Oh, it's lit tonight, yeah.
Yeah. Just one last one. I know you guys have album in the works and a lot of really cool stuff, but is there anything else you guys want to accomplish before the end of the year as a band?
As a band, ooh.
Oh.
Before the year ends.
before the year ends,
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, before the year ends.
or just
Yeah, before the year
future.
ends. Yeah.
Before the year ends, probably release the album and
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
hopefully play big shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, like not just like bar shows.
Well, we got offered the consolation.
Yeah, we do
we're
have some
playing-
shows
yeah.
lined up, but everything's not official yet. But yeah,
Okay.
apparently we are playing the
Yeah, maybe-
Constellation.
I would
Room
for
at the
sure wanna
observatory.
Okay.
So that should be cool. So hopefully we get more connections.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
as we
for
go.
sure want to play the
Yeah.
biggest show of like that we've ever played
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
On that
Honestly,
same stage. It
that's
would be
probably
amazing
it.
to share
Probably the
that.
biggest show we've ever
Share
played
that
by the
stage
end of
would be
this
like
year.
super
Okay.
cool.
That'd be
Hopefully.
tight. Is anything confirmed?
Nothing
Who
at
else you
all.
gonna be playing with for Constellation Room? Or?
No, we don't know.
We don't know who's
We don't
gonna
even
play.
know if we are. Apparently we're down for it, but it's October 8th.
7th?
October 7th, the Sunday.
At the Summit this Sunday.
So yeah.
Keep a lookout. Put it in
Yeah.
your calendar and all that shit. But I just want to say thank you so much, Memory Den, for being a part of this awesome Large K podcast episode.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Shout out Large K Podcast.
Shout
out
Large
Large
K
K
Podcast.
And
Thank you so much, guys.
yeah, shout out to Eddie Ramos. I
Eddie
don't know.
Ramos.
Shout out Lil Pump.
We love you, homie.
Yeah.
Shout out Lil Pump. Shout out Kanye.
And fuck the